Fritz, move.
Okay, go to your place. Okay, over there. What are you doing, dude?
All right.
Boy.
Hello. In this week's video, we're going to be taking you with us as we explore the Badlands of South Dakota. First, we're going to show you our campsite. Next, we're going to show you this incredible roadside attraction. And lastly, we're going to take you in the national park when we do some hiking and even do a helicopter tour.
Spoiler alert, we love this place.
I'm Dan.
I'm Barbara. And this is Fritz. We are full-time travelers. We are full-time RVers that have been traveling around the US for the past 2 years.
And we are wandering while we can. If you like these videos, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you love these videos, please subscribe. So I knew nothing about the Badlands area before we got here.
Me neither.
Literally nothing. I just thought it was like a bunch of desert mounds of sand and just, I don't know. And so, but after exploring everything, this ended up being one of my favorite national parks that we've been to.
I mean, we saw so many animals, from buffalo to coyotes to prairie dogs and foxes.
Bighorn sheep.
Bighorn sheep, the biggest horn sheep ever.
And probably the best. Like I never expected to see that here. The horns were huge. Yeah. And it was right at sunset. So as we were seeing, they were just wandering around. I was getting so close to them that I was thinking, is this thing gonna ram me? Like, because they were starting to look at me and it was just like, I don't know.
Yeah. And then wait to see the sunsets. We're gonna share some epic places.
Yeah, we like dancing on the roof, just by the way. So we visited the park in mid-September, and so for the most part, it was hot during the day, but at night it cooled down, so we really never had to use the air conditioning, at least at night. Actually, did we have to use it during the day?
Not at all.
No. So it was really comfortable, so when it comes to hiking, biking, and doing a lot of like outdoor activities while you're in the park, it's a pretty good time of year to go. So, I mean, I don't know if it works in with your schedule, but if you can plan for that, I'd recommend it.
Me too. Let us show you what makes national... Let us show you what makes Badlands National Park so special.
Let us show you what makes the Badlands National Park so special.
F*** you.
Also, we're pretty new at this YouTube thing, so if you have any feedback, questions on the Badlands National Park or any other thoughts, we'd appreciate them if you leave them in the comment section down below. And we thank you so much for watching. Thanks, guys.
Enjoy!
We stayed at a boondocking area outside of Badlands National Park, which ended up being one of our favorite boondocking spots during our 2 years on the road. It was quiet, clean, had great cell phone service, was conveniently located right outside the park, and had spectacular views of the iconic Badlands landscape. We woke up to bighorn sheep grazing in front of our rig, and the sunsets were epic. There are a lot of spaces to camp, so you really shouldn't have an issue finding a spot. We saw rigs from Class A's to tent campers. The road in and out was smooth with very little washboarding. Weather in this area can be pretty intense with incredibly strong winds and rain. You'll be fine, just don't park too close to the edge.
Wild drug is the definition of a tourist trap that is so random and weird that it's something that you just have to stop and see. With an 80-foot dinosaur, indoor chapel, animatronic puppets that sing, wall-to-wall art, 5 cents coffee, homemade donuts, and more, it's no wonder that it attracts around 2 million visitors per year. Pretty incredible to think that it always started by offering passing travelers free water. Wild Drug was purchased by Ted Husted in 1931, although the first few years were tough as the tiny town of Wall was fairly poor and with hardly any visitors. The store struggled to stay open. But luckily this changed when Ted's wife, Dorothy, came with the idea to offer free ice water to the highway travelers going to Rapid City and Mount Rushmore. The next day, they put up the signs along the road and the people started to pour in. By the next summer, they had to hire 8 girls to help them serve water and tend to the store. Wild Drug didn't stop growing throughout these years, and now it has become like a department store with all sorts of shops and random souvenirs inside.
hike the Notch Trail inside the Badlands National Park, which is a short hike at about 1.3 miles round trip. In order to arrive at the trailhead, we needed to get to the eastern entrance of the park, which from our campground took about 30 minutes. Here are a few fun facts. The movie Dances with Wolves was filmed in the park, as well as being used by the movies Armageddon and Starship Troopers for its extraterrestrial landscape shots.
So these mountains, they look like sandcastles. Like the kind that, you drip sand. Tell me you know what I'm talking about.
But what attracted us to this hike was a steep ladder that brings you to a trail that traces a cliff's edge, so if you're afraid of heights, this is not the hike for you. The iconic Badlands Mountains make you feel like you're on a foreign planet. Climbing the ladder is easy. Just take it slow and wait your turn, as there may be a line of people. At the top, you will find signs directing you along the ledge. We personally are not afraid of heights and had no problem walking along the trail. The Badlands National Park is known for its dramatic rock formations, steep canyons, and towering spires. The area is very rich in fossils, but most surprisingly is the fossilized seashells and turtle shells, as the area had once been underwater. Bison, bighorn sheep, and prairie dogs can be found in the park. Once at the top, you'll have views of the Great Plains as well as the surrounding mountain range. And depending on the weather, the winds can be intense, but it's so peaceful when you just take a moment to survey the beautiful landscape. Barbara and I almost never do excursions. Don't ask me why, but this time we decided to take a helicopter tour. This was my first time in a helicopter, and I loved it. The trip was short at approximately 6 minutes, but for $49 per person, I felt it was a fair price, and it actually felt like it lasted a lot longer. I don't think anything can beat flying over something you just saw from the ground. The scale of the mountains and the Great Plains was so amazing to see. To cap off our time in the Badlands, we were lucky enough to come across some bighorn sheep. I've never seen anything like this in my life before, and I wasn't sure I ever would, but I am so happy that I did. These animals are absolutely majestic and thankfully allowed me to take some pictures and video. Don't worry guys, I had my long lens so I didn't get too close. What a way to finish our time in this part of the country.